It's Friday. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at your comments, your ideas, your suggestions, your questions. We take a look at the news, at what's going on in our city, in our state, in our country. We combine all this information to hopefully have a more connected life as a community of English-speaking locals. It is a pleasure to get together with you on this. Yes, it is Friday. We love the fact that it's Friday. We love the fact that it rained last night, and I have some video to prove it. But before we go there, I want to welcome each and every one of you to our broadcast. If you're watching live for the first time, let us know by writing the word new, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. And of course, if you have something on your mind that you wish to share with each and every one of us that is truly important, please feel free to let us know by adding the letter Q, a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. We'll make sure that we find it later on when we get to look at all the comments for this morning. Today, we don't have a lot of news, but we have some interesting stories to share. I love it. We're going to get started with, our news for today have to do with two piers. First, we're going to tackle the Los Muertos Pier, and we're going to talk about how the Vallarta Opina published an update on how the 10 million peso budget to overhaul and upgrade Los Muertos Pier is being spent. There's not a lot of new information here. What are they doing? They are applying anti-corrosive paint to the structure, removing damaged concrete, repairing banisters, and sandblasting the metal structure to remove contaminants. Did I say sandblasting? Yes, I did. And why did I bring it up? Well, because I was most amused when the news item in Spanish referred to sandblasting as sandblasteo, which is a word that actually does not exist in the Spanish vocabulary. It's a total Anglicism. And in case you're wondering how to say sandblasting in Spanish, the correct word is arenado. But I suppose the good thing is that it is getting done. It is, after all, one of the most beautiful landmarks that we have here in the city. I haven't been near Los Muertos Pier in quite a while, so I know I'm going to be I hope I'm going to be pleasantly surprised next time I get to see it up close. Now, another pier that I've been to more recently than I've been to Los Muertos Pier is the brand spanking new Las Piedras Marina, which is ready for operation. Now, this is the new marina that was built next to the maritime terminal to address the needs of local fishermen and small tour boats. You may recall that when the government of Jalisco announced the program to remodel and upgrade all the marinas in the state, they included an extension to the Marina at the Maritime Terminal, which made the local fishermen community a little queasy because they wanted to make sure that they would keep their place at the table. And the government delivered on that promise after negotiations. And the new Marina is ready to work. So fishermen are happy, I hope. And I assume, although this is not confirmed, that if you are taking any kind of small vessel to take any kind of tour around the bay, they are going to leave from this marina moving forward and not from the main maritime terminal. So I was there maybe about a month and a half, 2 months ago, when I was invited to go on a small bay cruise. And I could see that they were working on it. And even back then, it looked really exciting and it looked wonderful. So I'm happy to know that this has been finished. Next time I get a chance to saunter in that general direction, I'll try to take more photos for you to take a look at, because chances are that if you're going on a tour within the next few months, you are going to be departing from this location. Now let's jump over to the weather forecast just to see what's going on out there. Remember, don't let your mogwai get wet. Okay, so what is a mogwai? I have no idea. This must have something to do with a character from a movie or something. If anybody knows what a mogwai is, feel free to let us know. It is 28 degrees Celsius right now. Humidity is high at 87%. Ouch. No wonder I'm feeling schwitzy. And of course, our temperature degree in Fahrenheit is 83. Our weather forecast for today says rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, chance of precipitation 43%, a high of 32, and a low of 22. Then tomorrow, Saturday, we can expect rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 70%, and a high of 33, and a low of 22. Finally, Sunday, we wrap up the weekend with rain in the morning, with thunderstorms in the afternoon, chance of rain 79%, a high of 33, and a low of 22. So it is going to be a wet weekend. At least that's what the weather forecast says it is going to be. And I'm going to have some wet news in a second. But first, let us touch base on a topic that we've touched base on before. But what the heck? I like doing this from time to time. I had another lyrics epiphany. And what I mean by that is, when we were younger, we didn't have the internet to go and find the lyrics to any particular song. And then we grow up thinking that the lyrics say one thing when in reality they say something else. And there's been this song that I knew I had the lyrics wrong for some time. And every now and then I would say to myself, Paco, just look up the lyrics. And, one thing happens, other things happen. Long story short, I didn't get to explore this song closely until 2 days ago. And what song is this? I am talking about the Electric Light Orchestra's Livin thing. Now, you may or may not know this song. I hope you do. If you don't, I'll leave you the link for the fabulous music video in the show notes today. Anyhow, this song was released when I was 14 years of age. Now, at the time, we obviously had a stereo system in the house, but I probably listened to most of my music on a small radio with a bad tiny speaker that made it challenging to understand the lyrics. I remember going to Sanborn's or other magazine newsstands or places where you could buy imported magazines, and I would buy things like Songwriter magazine, which displayed lyrics to or published lyrics to all the popular songs of the time. But what do I remember about Living Thing? Well, I remember a few things. First of all, I remember the use of strings in the song. It was a pop song with strings. And of course, I was going to the conservatory at the time, so any pop music that I listened to that had strings in it caught my attention because I thought it was so groovy to include strings in a pop song. Like, for example, in a few years later, I discovered the Alan Parsons Project, And I loved his music because he used a whole symphony orchestra, but I digress. I remember the strings, it's a living thing, diggy 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 dee, that kind of thing. I remember the strange harmonies because, well, they seemed strange to me because they sang in octaves and they used falsetto. I was 14 and I was figuring out my own sexuality, and I figured any guy singing falsetto must be gay. But what did I know? I didn't know any better. But onto the lyrics. I thought it was a horror song because, well, let me just put it on the screen. In my memory, and these are the only lyrics that I remember from the song, right before the chorus, in my mind, the song says, "I am on fire, baby. I am on fire, baby." Okay, so that was what I thought. So then it says, "It's a living thing." And then I thought it said, "It's a terrible, dangerous." And I knew that "it's a terrible, dangerous" was not right because it's very, very bad grammar. And I figured, well, I will look into this. I will look into this at some point. Maybe they're bad songwriters, and maybe that's what the song actually says. But between "I am on fire, baby" and "it's a terrible dangerous," I totally thought that this song must be about a horrible horror creature chasing people. And that's what I thought. But of course, finally, 2 days ago, I went and looked at the lyrics. And of course, it's not "I am on fire" or "it's a terrible dangerous." It is actually higher and higher. "It's a terrible thing to lose." So the song has nothing to do with horror. Oh, well, I will live, and I'm sure you will too. But, if there are any songs that you have fucked up through the years, and then many years later you came up to the realization that you were wrong, please let me know. You will make my day, because this happens to me so often. Of course, English not being my native language, I may be good at it, but that wasn't always the case. So I am always amused when I make these kinds of discoveries. The end. So, moving right along, I have great news for anyone that is subscribed to Mexican Netflix. If you are using Netflix from Mexico, we know that Netflix has different content depending on the country that you subscribed in. But if you are subscribed to Netflix in Mexico, I don't know why or how, but Netflix seems to have gotten cozy with HBO and is making 6 amazing series available on Netflix. True Blood, Insecure, 6 Feet Under, Band of Brothers, The Pacific, and Ballers. I personally am familiar with True Blood. I watched almost all of it. I was so afraid to watch it all the way to the end because I didn't want it to end that I did not watch the whole thing, but I loved True Blood. I hear that 6 Feet Under is really amazing. Anyhow, if any of these series interest you and you don't want to pursue an HBO membership, this is where you are going to find them, in Netflix Mexico. Moving right along, some announcements and contributions from you all. First of all, we want to say Mazel Tov and congratulations to John and Cesar that watch regularly. They just renewed their wedding vows after 10 years of marriage. I want to say congratulations, gentlemen. May you enjoy many, many more decades. And I also want to share, as I mentioned earlier, it started to rain, and it started to rain intensely. Not even 2 weeks ago, we were talking about how the Rio Quale was completely dry. And yesterday, our friend Eric from the Joint Co-working Hotel published this video that I snatched from his Facebook page. This is the Rio Quale last night right at Insurgentes Street. So as you can see, it is far from empty. It is now running quite intensely. And then, of course, our roaming reporter, Logan, God bless Logan, who goes around in his bicycle with a GoPro camera looking at things as he commutes from home to work. And he sent us this a video of the Rio Quale breaking the barrier at the ocean. So as you can see, there it is. So the river is back to life, which makes me very, very happy. I keep looking at my window every day to see how the hills are getting greener and greener by the day. And this makes me so, so very happy. Before I go, a quick reminder, if you're in town this coming Thursday, a week from yesterday, my introduction to the opera presentation will take place at the Joint Co-working Hotel. And I am hoping that you will have a chance to join us. If not, I'm hoping that you will at least tell your best friends about it, because we have a great time at these presentations. This time around, we're going to demystify opera, which, as we know, has been around for over 400 years. And operas, brand new operas, continue to be composed and produced and staged. Why is it that some people don't want to go? Why is it that some people think opera is boring? Well, we're going to unpack some of those mysteries, so I'm hoping that you can join us. And now let us take a quick look at what you're up to before we wrap up today's broadcast. Oh my goodness, my dear, dear friend Earl from not quite my childhood. Oh, Dimi, it's great to see you, Papi. Earl, of course, went to Berklee College of Music with me and is always in my memory every time I hear good music. Every time. Oh my God, Earl, you should know that Diana Krall is going to perform here in Guadalajara. Tickets are expensive, but I think I'm going to go. And of course, I'm going to be thinking of you and all the wonderful music blessings that you've given me through the years. But back to the order. Let's see. We start with Angelica and Pat and David, also from Boston. Karen, Mihal, Paula, Paco, no, that would be me. Duh. Renee, these are all wonderful good mornings from today. Good morning, Sly. Good morning, Sherry. It's great to see you all. I love the fact that you do this, and I love the fact that you welcome newcomers every time we are here. Let's see. Kelly says from British Columbia, I think our temperatures are as hot as PV. Back to Puerto Vallarta, October 11th. May you have a wonderful summer up north, and may your return be safe. Kelly, thank you for letting us know that you're doing okay. Let's see. Oh, this sounds interesting. Mariposa Folk Festival is sold out in Orillas Todd Hope Park in downtown Main Street. Busy weekend of music. So I suppose that answers my question. This has more to do with folk music than butterflies, but that sounds exciting. That sounds absolutely wonderful. Thanks for reporting. And here's a cue. How am I celebrating my birthday? That will be tomorrow, and you will find out tomorrow morning. But I will be celebrating my birthday surrounded by lots of love. And that is what's most important to me. And eating cake, I think. Yay. Here is Muffin. Hello, Logan. Thank you for providing this, providing your morning video of the Quale River. Much appreciated. Let's see. Hi, Paco. Okay, Logan, I'm going to slap you next time I see you, because Logan sent me a message this morning with an acronym that meant absolutely nothing to me. How am I supposed to know everything? I didn't know that. And Kelly says Mugwo is from Gremlins. Okay, see, I've learned something new. Mark says it's from the Gremlins. Oh, and Chris, oh, I'm so sorry. You sent me photographs of Gravelocks and I haven't published them. I enjoy Gravelocks, and I saw the photographs that you sent. That sounded wonderful. Scott says, I remember the Los Muertos Pier before the new and improved version. I have photos of the old pier, and I have photos of the new pier being constructed Those were very, very different times. More clarifications about the Mogwais. You know what? I never watched the Gremlins. That's why I didn't know what it was. Mihal says, we all had the lyrics wrong in that song. Wait till you see the music video. It was so cheesy. Oh my goodness. Sean says, one of my all-time favorite bands. I love it. Gary says, love that song. Well, I thought it was fun, but I thought it was a horror song. What can I tell you? Let's see what else. Oh, good news from Dan. Kathy is recovering well and sometimes walks away from her walker because she is feeling so good. Well, just make sure, Kathy, that you do that. If you're supposed to be doing that, please don't get courageous. But that's wonderful news. Wonderful news. Talk about pop music. Eric, thank you for publishing that video from last night, and thank you for letting me lift it from your Facebook page without permission. That was amazing. That was amazing, and I'm sure you are quite confident that with all the improvements that you've made to your wonderful hotel, you're going to have a very healthy season. I know that. Let's see what else. Oh, how funny. Dale says, I used to sing out loud, searching USA to my friends. Took a while to correct me. Surfing USA. Yes. And Mihal thought, what a terrible thing to do, which is closer to the actual lyrics. Stephanie says, secondhand news is not sitting here nude. Thank you very much. Let's see what else. True Blood and 6 Feet Under are amazing series. Again, I've never watched 6 Feet Under, but I've been this close from starting it because everybody talks about it. And True Blood, I'm so tempted to watch it again from scratch because I want to watch it all the way to the very end. Billions, we talked about this, totally changing the subject. Billions is out. The final season is out momentarily, so I'm tempted to watch it from the beginning as well. Is there a birthday coming up? Yes, tomorrow, my dear. Tomorrow, and it's gonna be fun. I'm going to give you the blow by blow after I come back from it. Another Electric Light Orchestra song, Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce. Apparently it is Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce. What the fuck? Is that even a word? I don't know, but I explore these songs and I love it when you do too. Kathleen wishes me a wonderful birthday today. Well, thank you. I'll take it today, even though the day is tomorrow. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful, long, and thorough hug you have just given me, Kathleen. Thank you very much. I will tell you this much. I was looking through the eCam user group bulletin board or Facebook group. eCam is the software that I use to produce these broadcasts, and there was another eCam user saying, well, I feel so uninspired. Where do I get my inspiration to do my broadcasts? And when you're starting, the best thing you can do is to okay, hold on. There you go. When you're starting, the best thing you can do is to have a real clear idea of what you want to do, and I had that from the beginning. So the best piece of advice you can give to someone that is starting a live broadcast like this is to have a clear idea of what they want to do with it. But 3 years into it, for me, the best and most important inspiration to do Coffee and Headlines comes from you. Every single day. Every single day I wake up wanting to connect with you, and I am the most happy, grateful person for that. There you go. Let's see what else we have. Oh, that came back a little louder. We don't need that to be so loud. Thank you. Let's see. What? I just told my Mexican partner that his greetings reminded me of Romper Room. Well, what did he say to you, Carrie, that his greetings reminded you of Romper Room? I was in Romper Room as a child, by the way. I was on television. Just so you know. Oh, how wonderful. Shannon says, I met your little buddy Harry and his amazing mom. That would be, of course, Gina and her beautiful schnauzer. Then I ran into her again last night. What are the chances? Nashville Girls are drawn together like magnets. Well, you are damn right. Gina and Harry are an integral part of my life, as you know. And I'm so glad you got a chance to meet her, Shannon. That is wonderful. Let's see what else we have. Ooh. Okay, we will binge watch 6 Feet Under this winter. Wine at our place. Okay, then I'll hold off. Thank you very much, and I'll hold you to that promise. What are you going to do for your birthday? Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. You were going to find out tomorrow, but no. You will find out tomorrow what I'm doing for my birthday. Let's keep the excitement going. Anyhow, this is our broadcast for today. We are at the end of your comments. Oh, Carrie says, I meant your greetings. Oh, you think that my greetings are like Romper Room? Well, sometimes I think my greetings are like Romper Room. But for me, it's really important to connect with each and every one of you. So, if I'm Romper Roomy, so be it. So be it. Anyhow, this is Coffee and Headlines. This is the way we run the show. And it's okay, Carrie. Being greeted is a good thing. Okay, now it's time to go down with a day. Tomorrow will be a wonderful day. I already know that. So let us have a great Friday. Let us connect again tomorrow. And if we don't connect again tomorrow, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next week. Take care.